Can we go, please?
What's happening today?
Shake up a martini, pull up a chair, and let's go thrifting. This is Mid-Century Wasted.
Stores out here called Revivals that are pretty good. They're pretty nice. They're not like junky thrift stores. They're pretty nice thrift stores. So we're gonna go check out some of that. Maybe a consignment store. I don't know. There's just a lot out here. So we're gonna see how much we have time for and check out some thrifting in Palm Springs. When we got there, I went straight to the Revivals Designer Finds section of the store. This is where they have hand-picked things that they have deemed a little more valuable, and therefore they have a little higher price tag on them. However, you can see here the first thing that I found were these bookends, and they were very chipped, so I left those behind. This salad bowl set is made by Arcarac, France. And the price was very good. It sells for about twice that much on eBay. However, when I looked it up, there were a lot for sale. So I figured this would be something that would just sit in my store for a really long time. So I passed. I would have gotten this Puerto Rico tray even though it was a little scuffed up, but when I saw the line to check out, I thought, you know, it's just not worth it. I don't know if it was senior day or what was going on, but there were so many people in the store. You all right? No? Is that okay? We had to get out of there. All right, we're gonna give Goodwill a try. The Revivals was so packed, I don't know what was going on. Blake was having a conniption fit, so we're going in here now instead. Like these Christmas votive candle holders, even though they looked pretty modern. And I did make a little mistake here. I thought they were $3.99 each, and same thing with these martini glasses, but then when I look closer at the labels, I see it says 4 of 4 in the little corner. So these were actually a set, and that's how they marked them. The stores that I shop at home don't do it this way. They do it a little differently, so I didn't know to look for that little detail on the labels. So next time we go, I'll know to look for those little marks on the tag when things are a set. Does anybody else do this? When I saw this mug in the mug section, I knew I had seen it before somewhere else in the store. So I went back to the other aisle and I grabbed the mug and I brought it back to the mugs and put it next to its twin. Is that weird? Or do other people do that too?
As well as our furniture is 25% off the yellow tags and 50% off the red tags. Now, thank you for shopping at the Cathedral City's Goodwill. It's the best staff in town, I tell you what. We're servants to the poor, assistants to the great, comforters, philosophers, and lifelong mates, all of us here at the Goodwill in Cathedral City, mateys.
Can we go, please?
What's happening today? Are we in Twilight Zone, maybe? Twilight Zone?
And we'll just end this store with this extremely dishwasher damaged Pyrex bowl for a whopping $5.99 because that sums it up.
Well, not only are we striking out, but we're in some sort of weird Twilight Zone situation where just a lot of weird social anxiety kind of stuff is happening to us right now. So I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna go into this Angel View resale store. There's a whole chain of these here in like Palm Desert, Palm Springs Valley. What do they call this? Coachella Valley area. Blake's having a little bit of a situation today, so yeah, you kind of are. So we'll see how we do in here.
I was happy to see all of this vintage stuff here right away as we walked in the store. This is Indiana glass and everything was priced individually. There was a lot of pieces here, but this isn't something I would typically pick up because for one thing, there's a lot of it on the market and it doesn't really sell for very high value. And also that red color is flashed on, meaning it's painted on. And it doesn't hold up well. Over time, it starts to scratch and peel off and just look horrible. Now, what I may not have noticed are those Blendo wine glasses right there. I don't remember even looking at those, and I didn't catch the price on camera. So let's just say they were too expensive for my own peace of mind. Here's another vintage piece. It's this pink cowboy planter, which already is kind of a tough sell for me. It was only $2.99, but the amount of cold paint loss on him was just too much, so I had to put him back. This is also vintage, as you'll see when I turn it around. $2.99 from 1987. It is a Democrat little mug, and it's just not something that I really wanted to mess with, so I put that back. When I first saw this, I was really hoping it was a ceramic planter, but alas, it is a candle, and it's that really hard, kind of scratchy wax that's just really terrible quality. This parrot planter was really cute. I feel like I've seen this before, and it is vintage. It was only $2.99. I would have definitely picked it up if it didn't have this gigantic crack on it. I'm really striking out here. And as you can see, this planter was also beautiful at one time, but this is what happens when there's crazing and you let water sit in it. It turns absolutely brown, and oh yeah, it was disgusting inside too.
All right, at least that place had some vintage stuff, but nothing that I wanted, and it was all kind of like in bad condition. So now we are changing paces and going to a consignment store. We'll see if that does us any better. It's kind of not going so well today. We're still having fun though, right, Blake? Yeah.
There are quite a few consignment stores in this general area of Coachella Valley, Palm Springs, and they're mostly furniture. However, you see here, I did see some Pyrex. This primary set was $100 and kind of beat up, and definitely not at the price point that I needed it to be, but it gave me hope that there would be some vintage things in this store that could be things that I would be interested in purchasing.
This stuff from Restoration Hardware.
burgundy shag bathtub. What? I don't understand. At first I thought this was Broyhill Brasilia furniture, but at closer look here, I don't think that Broyhill Brasilia had the legs that attached on the sides like this. So I don't really know exactly what this is. And if you notice when I look at this price tag, it doesn't even say Brasilia, it says Brazilian. So I don't know, this may have been modern furniture. It was still very nice looking, but I don't think that it's Brasilia. Boys would love those. $559 each. So it says. Can I get this couch? No. Too bad. What's too bad about it?
So it's $2,700.
Oh, too bad.
Too bad.
Too bad. I like these lamps, but the lampshades are atrocious. We're not giving up. We're going to one more place. We're going to one more Revivals, a little closer to La Quinta, away from the Palm Springs area.
Brutal out there.
I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but we're doing it.
I think it's all picked over because it was just a holiday, everybody was off and stuff maybe.
Probably. That could be it. It's not usually this bad out here. Like, usually the thrift shopping's like, but this is pretty bad. There's just a ton of people out too, so I think it's because everybody's just still off or something. Anyway, onward. Uno más. Revivals. Maybe dos más, but for now, uno más. So again, we're starting off straight in the designer finds section, and there were all these lusterware pieces. This is made in Japan. These are snack sets, but the plates and the cups were priced separately, so it'd be $4 per snack set. The teapot is $7. The creamer and sugar is here too, although I think the creamer may have been missing the lid. I'm not sure if it had a lid or not. Lusterware just doesn't really appeal to me. It's not my style, so it wasn't something that I wanted to pick up, but again, I was happy to see at least we've got some vintage stuff to start off the shopping trip. Here is the Franciscan Desert Rose gravy boat. You can see the mark there on the bottom. It was $20 and it had this huge chunk out of the side, so no thanks. This train planter was very cute, but between the very deep crazing and the $10 price tag, I decided it wasn't for me. Plus, I do have one of these in my Etsy store already, and it's taken a long time to sell. I thought this pig creamer was really cute. It did have some heavy crazing and some weird spots on it, so I left it behind. But now I'm wondering if it's Rio Hondo. Freddie, did I leave Rio Hondo behind again? If you don't know Freddie Finds, her name is actually Sharon, but she is on Whatnot and YouTube and Instagram and everywhere, and she is the resident expert on Rio Hondo. After learning so much about Rio Hondo pottery from Freddie Finds, I've been keeping an eye out for it, and yet I'm still leaving it behind, and I kick myself every time. Here's another badly chipped piece of pottery, by the way. Here's a beautiful, antique, probably, piece of milk glass with the gold painting on it that was absolutely shattered at the stopper. Here's another heavily crazed piece of pottery. This is a tomato, and I was still kind of considering this because the crazing was mostly on the bottom, and I have so many matching tomato salt and pepper shakers that I thought it would make a nice set, but ultimately after looking at it for a long time, I decided to leave it behind, as well as that Pyrex bowl that I was just looking at, also left behind. This is a Reuven glass vase. You can tell by that purple pink drip kind of finish to it. It was $8 and it was pretty scratched up. Also, those flowers were really stuck in there. They may have been glued. So for that price, I didn't think it would be worth it.
Did that guy in there just ask if you get the senior discount?
Yes, he did. I guess it's just like a...
How do you feel about that?
I feel fine.
You feel fine?
Yeah, because I just don't think he looked at me. I think he just assumed everybody's old that goes in there.
We found a place that's not going to let us down, like the thrift stores have. Right, Blake?
Yeah.
Yummy. Okay, for real this time. Last place. For real.
For real.
They're always in my shot. Revivals. We've been in this one before, but not this trip. So we'll see.
So this was almost an amazing thrift store find. I mean, it's still kind of amazing to see it in a thrift store. These are Fred Press, mid-century modern, lowball glasses. As you can see on the second glass, the gold is gone. And there was a third glass, the gold is also gone. But I'm kind of kicking myself for not getting that first glass. It was in pretty decent condition, and I don't know why I left it behind for only $2. And here is another piece that was a little disappointing. I have a matching pitcher and some plates to that piece, but it was just a little too far faded and gone for me. And then these are some little Pyrex cruets, but they're missing their stoppers, so I left those behind as well. So we are going to end it on this amazing thrift store find. Yes, it's a cabbage sitting on the thrift store shelf. This was actually a different shopping day, so I wasn't filming, but I did find this in one of the Revivals thrift stores. It's a cabbage. It really is. Although it took me walking all the way up to it and touching it to realize it's actually a fake cabbage made out of some sort of rubber or plastic or something. It was $1. And I just wanted to end with this very special message. You may be having a crummy thrift store day, but at least it's not a cabbage on a shelf level crummy day. So let's just all hope for non-cabbage thrift store days from here on out. Look at the bag of all the stuff that I got today. It's so heavy, I can hardly hold it. Well, today was a bust. A little disappointed, but it's okay. We had a kid-free day. We're in Palm Springs, so it's not a total loss. We had a fun day together. Right, Blake?
Right. And fun.
And we go home tomorrow. This was our final day out here. So, ta-ta for now. We will be back here in another month and a half for Modernism Week. So hopefully we'll be a little more lucky during that trip. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.